Kings Club Casino, Kings Club Professional Baccarat, with professional being the key word there. We don't work entertainment here. We work how do you go in there and how do you make your money. We begin tonight with 1,821,000 on the bottom of the screen. That way you can track where we are on the simulation that I will show. The beauty about these simulations is they're spontaneous. You don't know what's going to happen. You have no way of predicting it. It's no different than being at the table. The cards are about to come out, but there is an actuarial nature to this game. There's banker and player. That's what it is. And so you can do some things along the way. Still, it's the only 50-50 game in the world that seemingly everyone at the table loses. As I've said before, we've lost one time in the last 14 months, and that was pretty much my own stupidity of being at the wrong table. But other than that, we've won, even during the disastrous Las Vegas trip for some of the things that happened out there. We still did not lose in the casino. Greeting my friends coming in the door, Chuck Ritter. Thank you, sir. Good to have you. I'm going to show some things tonight that are expressly for you, Chuck, and I'd like to have you run some simulations on it yourself and give me your feedback on it. Of just thinking, this is professional play, because I know that's the way you play. You're in there for the money, and that's the only reason you're there. Booyah! How you doing, buddy? And my good friend Mark Myers, that I've had some message traffic with back and forth. I appreciate some of the things that you've said. By all means, we sometimes have walked the same paths with our dads, and now on Dad's Day, of course, I reflect back on so many years of under his guidance, and sometimes I felt like I was in his shadow when I would rebel against him, and all the patience that he demonstrated as he had his own way of handling me. Means a lot to me today, things I will never forget. So we're going to get some more people in here, and then I'm going to talk about some things, some of the things that I want to do tonight, and also some general things. I have one of our members from the kingdom began starting to do a weekly side hustle with my recommendations on Major League Baseball. And he's had great results the last 2 weeks. I've told him that I think he'll have great results 92% of the season, because 92% win percentage is what happens on this baseball bet. As you guys will remember, the Major League Baseball bet that I tell people is on Friday, when you see a series, a 3-game series coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that you particularly like, and you particularly like the home team, then you go in and you make the Friday bet to be whatever amount of money you want to win. Say you want to win $100 this weekend. If it's just $100, well, you have to bet however much necessary to clear $100. So if your team is a favorite in the game, and for $100 you're going to get back $80, then you need to bet enough to get back 100. And so whatever that bet is, whether it be 120 or whatever it is, to get back $100 profit, so you get back 220, you make that bet. And if your team wins on Friday night, you've got the money, and that's the end of your bet. But if for some reason that home team were to lose that night, that Friday night game, then when you come back Saturday, you've got to consider the losses that you had on Friday and add that to the bet necessary to win the net $100 on Saturday night. Now, you might have to bet 220, you might have to bet 230 to get back 320 or 330, but make the bet. And if you lose again on Saturday night, you repeat it on Sunday. So you're pretty much martingaling each night, but you're martingaling enough to gain $100. And so the bet could go even higher. But the beauty of this is the home team only gets swept all 3 games, 8% of the games during the season. In 92% of the games, the home team, no matter what, will win at least one game. And many times they'll win the Friday night game. And so you're out of there as soon as the Friday night game comes up. So if anybody's thinking of playing the Kings Major League Baseball hustle, I will tell you that the home team in a 3-game Friday, Saturday, Sunday series wins at least one game 92% of the time. And so you can keep that in mind. We got one member of our kingdom out there that's been playing it now for 2 weeks, and he made $100 last weekend. $100 is what he's already won because he won the Friday night game this week. And so he'll be looking at what he's going to do going forward. I've cautioned him not to get too exuberant about it, but just play it as a side hustle. And that's what he's been doing. Hey, Trish, good evening, hon. Tonight, tonight I want to show. I'm going to tell you what I've been experimenting with, and I'm going to keep working these until I find out what is the best way to go, because they all have very different outcomes as you go through them. There are 4 ways I'm looking at. Oh wow, yeah! Happy Dad's Day to everybody out there. That's, moms are the most important in the world, but dads, they do their part too. So happy Father's Day to all you dads. I call it a chop 1, a chop 2, a chop 1 and 2, and a chop 2, 3. And so there's 4 ways that I'm playing this, and I'm going to be illustrative of it tonight if I can get through it. But I can tell you right now, if you play chop 1, you will have a whole lot of bets, and it's very possible that you might lose the first 5, 6, or 7 and be way down, and so it could give you some real problems. But if you've got the bankroll, the chop 1 will come back because it's going to win a large percentage of the bets, but it is a dangerous bet. Now I'll go to chop 1 and chop 2 will lead you with a lot of bets, but chop 1 and chop 2, when you're Dellenberring and adjusting, like I say, you adjust back to the base level bet when you can. It is a solid producer as well, and I've been happy with my results. I'm going to begin looking at the chop 2 and 3 because I like it from a standpoint of there's a lot less bets. And since I'm in this game for professional purposes, I'm not in the game to enjoy entertainment and play long sessions. I don't want long sessions. I want a one-hand session is what I want. And I've had several of them of that variety, and that's what I shoot for. So tonight, what I'm thinking about, Chuck, that I want, in particular, I want Chuck to simulate this. I'm going to do some chop 2. Tonight we're going to see, can you win, because you want to at least bet half of your session goal as your base unit. You're going to go up 4, you're going to go down 3, and I'm still testing on that. I'm not positive. I might go to up 6 down 5, or up 5 down 4, because I want to be able to carry all of that forward. But let's just play for a little while on a chop 2. So we're staring at a player win. So let's just say that we want to win $400. If I want to win $400, I'm going to play $200 bet as my base bet. That's 4 units of $50. So we're going to go up 4 units of 50 on losses and down 3 units of 50 on wins. So let's just see on a no bet. Here we go. We want to get a pair up there because we're going to play against chop 2. So we've split the first 2 hands, and we'll continue to go. And I'll pause briefly here to say, particularly, I alphabetize these names, the premium players that we have. Many of you are already in, and we have a couple of others who are about to step in. So I alphabetize them. So Trish, you came in last on the alphabet, being the T. So I want to say thank you to Alan, King Alan, and Bill, Chuck, Don, Soup Campbell, and say thank you to Kevin and Larry, my 80-year-old friend who's headed to Europe, Mark, Michael, Maurice, and of course, last but definitely not least, Trish. Thank you to you guys for becoming premium members. The door doesn't close to anybody. Anybody in this kingdom can be a premium member anytime they want to. So we have now. Oh, I thought we did, but we don't. That's right. We got to have another. This is the way you chopped. If you were playing chop 1, you're already done with your night because you wouldn't have even been around. We have 2 players now, but you'd have won here, you'd have won here, and that would have been enough. And so now we do have a pair. So I would bet $200. These are single bets. You're not gonna dig a hole here, you're gonna carry them over. We're gonna bet $200 on the banker right here, saying that we'll chop these two-player bets. And if we lose, we're done until the next pair. This is a single bet. And we beat an 8 with a 9, and that happens. So we're up 190 right now. And with that banker win, and we don't have any more bets because now we're only playing against the 2. We're shopping the 2, only the 2. And we had one banker, now we got one player. One split up by a tie, but the tie doesn't matter. And look at it, see, this thing's chopping just like that. So if you were playing to chop now, you really are in good shape, but it's not that reliable. You know this thing will streak when you least expect it. Okay, so do we have 2 bankers here? We do. So now we'll come out with a player, and we had a $200 bet. We're going to go down 3 units to a $50 bet on the player. Now, if you can just go ahead and play the 200 all the way through because you're only going to have a few bets, but for the sake of following the Bear, I am playing the 50 here, and it will also put some more play out there. So we've got a $50 bet on the player. The spontaneity of playing this game like this. So as you see, we're up 240 from the 190 win from the first time, and then winning the $50. So we're up $240, and I would be perfectly happy with this. I wouldn't flirt with disaster. I'd take my 240 and then regroup because money in hand is a good way to go. But let's just go ahead and go for the sense of this. Say the best for last. You got that right, honey. We did too. Okay, so now we got more chopping with a banker here. We're at the basement for $50. So now we'll go against this. I always like to say that my favorite joke was basement or the basement comment of when a person hits rock bottom and then they find out that rock bottom actually has a basement, and they found themselves going down even further. So sometimes you find out that rock bottom has a basement. Let's bet $50 on the player that we can chop these 2 banker bets, and here it is. So now we're up 290 playing these $50 bets. And of course, they won't hold up. You're gonna lose one of these eventually, but we'll just continue to play. This is for demonstration purposes. So I'm gonna comment to Moshe Goldberg. I've seen you before. Thank you very much. Very kind of you to say. We do play professional baccarat. I mean, I'm an older guy. I've played casinos around the world, and I have narrowed down to the way that you can win is at baccarat. And I come in with the way that you play baccarat for the win. Okay. You decide how you want to do it, Mr. Goldberg. There's no pressure on you at all, sir. You're welcome here, and if you decide to get in, you can get in. The taxes aren't that steep, but if you decide to get in, you're welcome. And so, hello to Glenn and Joseph Gorecki, you good friends of ours. Kings in the kingdom, yes, they are. We've got 2 players here. We're still at the $50 bet, so we're going to bet 50 again. Obviously, if we'd have stayed at the 200, and since the trying to beat the chop against a pair, you're going to have maybe 15 bets at most. You may only have 5 during an entire shoe, and so you might just stay at the 200. I also have looked at just flat betting it and just flat bet the chop the pair until you go through several shoes, because over the course of several shoes, the pair should be able to win out. Uh, uh, 14 hands to 12 or something like that. But in any event, there's lots of ways to do this. And of course, since we examine every way, that's what we're going to do. But right now, we're going to try to chop the players pair. And here we go with the banker bet. We're still in the basement, $50. And we add another 50 to it. Again, like I would say, we're up 338. So now we're within $62 of a $40 win, of a $400 win. So I would probably pull the plug right now and just take my money. We've beaten the casino. Anytime you want to beat a casino, I learned a long time ago when I was a card counting blackjack, and I had a casino host at the Evansville Casino. Um, he told me that the casino believes that when the player walks in the door and exchanges his money for the checks, the chips that are handed out, I always like using the term checks, the European term. Um, he says, we believe we already have all your money and we're not giving it back to you. And then he laughed and he said, but you seem to figure out a way every now and then, King. So I was winning blackjack probably 2 out of 3 times, but you can't win it. Most people only win it 1 out of 3. Yep, Chuck, I agree with you. This is why I was thinking about you when I came up with this, because not only will this be profitable, it'll also avoid the madness. Because once you have been playing this game a long time, you find there are times that this game can get absolutely maddening because it is an actuarial thing. I use that word a lot, but because it truly is an actuarial thing. So we have now, where are we now? We have one player. So I want to keep going. So now we got a banker trying to get ourselves up there to a pair. Look, we have 2 bankers now, I think. Okay, let's try it again. And we're still at the basement. We're at the $50 bet. We had the $200 bet, and then we went down 3 units of 50 in Dell and Bear, down to $50. Yep, you're exactly right, Chuck, and that's why I say I was thinking about you when I said I'm going to find something for Chuck. He can go in, take a breath, and say, "Okay, if you want to throw everything up against the wall against me, I'm going to still be here because I'm going to play only on the pairs, only one bet. I'm not going to dig a hole 2 and 3 bets per sequence." So here we go with a $50 bet on the player, hoping to break the bankers. Okay, so Okay, so we're at 388. So here's the death knell, as I would say it. I'm going to make another $50 bet trying to win that 12 bucks. Or you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something for a lot of fun right here because I can do that on this game here. So as I look at this chop going back and forth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play $12 because that's all I've got to win. I'm going to play $12 and I'm going to martingale this thing at a chop bet until I win 12 bucks. So we're trying to chop back over to the player for a $12 win right now to see if we can. And we did. Okay, so a big martingale player I am. So there's our $400. So I'm gonna run through some no bets here so I can do an autopsy, look at those other schemes. And as we're doing this, we'll also be able to, and I'll only go so deep. I'm not gonna like we've got 299 cards. Usually, they play with an 8 deck shoe, and so here in this game, there's usually a little over 400 cards per shoe, which would be 8 decks. But as I said, that's how that group cheated the casinos because they were filming the cut card and trying to catch a look at the last 2 or 3 cards in the deck and hoping they saw 7s and 8s, and they would go down into the deck, and then they would play the pandas and the dragons at large bets, several of them, and they would cash in huge bets with all of them at the table. But the thing about it was so obvious that they were going to get caught, and they did. Now, I haven't exposed to you guys a secret plan I have when I get back out to Vegas. I've got a way that I'm going to play, and I do have a Confederate out there. King John is out there, and he's ready to help. And I have sent to him my plan, and he is digitizing some ideas on it of how it would work, or if it won't work at all. There's no one better than having King John look at things because he does computer IT coding as a profession for many years, and he also has a lot of international exposure, having lived on the French Riviera all those years. And what a wonderful guy to have in the group. Corey Jensen, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Um, Anytime I see you pop in here, Corey, it's always a pleasure to have my mountain of a man out in Iowa join us. I tell you, this country and around the world, we have some of the finest people here, and we demonstrate all the time here, because of my international experience and because of where all you guys come from, that there's two things in the world. There's human beings and there's governments, and those two never meet. Those two have nothing in common. They truly don't, because once at the end of the day, I don't care if you come from Indiana or Ontario or Wisconsin or California, or if you come from Austria or Italy, or if you come from the Far East, human beings just want to live their best life. And governments often get in the way of that. But between that, us human beings, we're the ones that can overcome all this because we're all the same. And I'm so blessed to have you guys in the kingdom with me. And I thank you. You've stood there with me through all the things, and there has been enough ups and downs for us, but we're here together, and I can guarantee you that my brain is still working just fine, and I enjoy all of the work that I put in. I put in countless simulations, as you see, and I enjoy it immensely. Let's go down to 150 cards left, and then we'll take a look actuarially how things turned out. And no matter how they turned out, I'm going to tell you what we would have at that point, um, based on everything. And we'll work it with the $200 bet, down 3 units of 50, up 4 units of 50, and we'll accept where we are. But we're trying to win $400. If and when I'm ever ahead 400, I will stop, and then we'll go to the next segment. So we'll begin with chopping singles. We just showed that the chop a pair, not only did it get the money for us, but it got the money, as Chuck quickly pointed out, without a whole lot of risk, because you only have the one bet, and you're betting with a slight favorite. I mean, the pair doesn't chop like overwhelmingly more than it goes to 3, 4, 5, or 6, because that's what you're saying. You're saying it's going to chop the pair group more so than it's going to extend. That's what you're betting. And I'm not going to say that it does it all the time, but I'm going to say the D'Alembert is a great thing that delivers on that chop pair. And I know that Chuck's going to do simulation after simulation and see. So I can start right here on the chop and see that by then I've got the $400. But I want to move a little further ahead, and let's just go like say on this four streak here. Let's start right here because we didn't see those in our previous simulation tonight, and so I'm going to take some notes as I'm going here. Sorry, because I don't want to mess this up because we lost $200 when that did not chop. So we went down $200 there. Let me find a place that I can write. I got the phone going, I got the iPad going, and now I got the pen going. So we are minus $200 right there. So this bet is up 4 units. This coming bet is $400 on the next pair. As we see here, here's the next pair, and there's the win. And so that's a plus $400. So now we're plus $200 right now. But the next bet is down 3 units from 400. Now you could reset here to 200, which is what I'm going to do, rather than make the $250 bet, because all I need is another 200. So I'm going to bet $200 on my next chop pair. I ordinarily would have bet 250 because you're down 3 units from here, $150 less, which is a $250 bet. But all we need is 200 to get our session profit that we're looking for. So we lost that bet, then we bet $400 there. We won that bet, which put us up 200. We had no bet here, and then we had another bet here that we put $200 on, and it chopped over to player. And so there is our plus 400, and that was playing the chop 1-2. So we played a chop 1-2, and it goes to there. So let's come on out to here, and I want to play the chop 2-3 and see what happens. And so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bet $200 right there, and we bet $200, and it lost because it didn't chop. It went to the 3. So then we bet $400 that the third will chop. And the third did chop. And so that's the plus 400. So now we're plus 200. And what I'm going to do is on my next bet, I'm going to bet $200. I'm not going to bet $250 because $200 will get it done for us. And so when this one chopped over, there are two bankers. We bet $200 right there and it chopped. And so we have the money right there. So we have proven out the chop 1, 2, the chop 2, 3. And if we wanted to play just chop 1, you can see all, even if you lost these 3 bets, now you win 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 chops right there. And so the single chop would have worked as well. But let's do something else in honor of my good friend Chuck Ritter tonight. Let's just count wins and losses on chop pairs. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Now, I'm not going to say it's always going to come out this way. I always put check marks on the wins. So you won the first 5 bets. Now, that's dreamland, of course, but it does happen. You could win as many as you possibly can. You lose there, but you only lose the 1 bet. You only lose the 1 bet there because you're only betting 1 time on the pair. And then on your D'Alembert, you're going to win again. I'm going to keep track of this because this is kind of insane how this is going. And there's another win there. Okay, so there's a loss, followed by 2 wins. Oh, this is insane. That's ridiculous. Okay, well, never mind. So tonight you made $1 million playing chop pair. Chuck, congratulations. Look at all the money you won. Gee whiz. All right, so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show some things tonight, and we're going to revisit all of this because I want you guys to run some simulations. I'm going to be showing chop 1s to see. I want to dig a hole with it. I'm going to play chop 1s. I'm going to play chop 2s. I'm going to play chop 1, 2s, and I'm going to play chop 2, 3s. You understand the language of this and what I'm trying to do. But I already have my way that I'm going to play when I get to Vegas, but all of these things are on the table because many of these, as you just saw with the chop 1, with the chop 2 rather, it's a precaution way. I mean, it's if all you need to do is win 1 or 2 bets, then that's actually your goal when you walk in, is to win 1 or 2 bets. Chuck doesn't feel any richer tonight. Doggone it, it wasn't real money. That's my bad. So I'll be coming back to you and looking for what you guys think about all this too. You guys do some simulations, but anyway, thank you all for tonight, and God bless all of you, and thank you to all of those who have come in as premium limited partnerships on this. I am going to South Carolina next Thursday, and we'll have some time with my 2 sisters and my older sister, who is suffering physically very, very badly, but her mind is still clear, and she will be wonderful to visit with, and I'm looking forward to seeing her. Thank you, Chuck. All you guys, please hit the like button on the way out, and I'll be back with you tomorrow night. We are kind of in a cram session because I want to cover everything that I need to cover with you as we get the rest of you guys in with the premium partnerships, and as I head off to Las Vegas, where I know that I'm going to be staying at South Point, and I know I'm going to be playing South Point, but I can also play at Green Valley Ranch, and I can also play at the Palms. And I'm not sure if we might be recording some Instagram out there as well. I'm not sure what's going to be going on these trips, but I'm trying to generate as much money in many different ways for our premium partnership as I can get it done. So thank you, and thank you very much, Trish. Good night. Thank you, Moshi. All things are good. I love all you guys so very much, and come back with me tomorrow night, and we'll revisit these ways of playing, and gradually we will all see what can come to pass with these games. We are professional play. We're not here for entertainment. We're going to come in and win our money and build our bankroll and go forward with success. God bless you all. Happy Father's Day to all of you. Thanks again, Chuck. Do some simulations. We're not going to step into the quicksand again. Good night, guys.